Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network.
Hit it, Frank! What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Motherfucking Topics. I'm your host, Kim Congdon, here with my co-host,
Alex Scarlato. Hi, guys. Hi, Kimmy.
Hi. What's up?
Nothing much.
Yeah.
How's it going?
It's going good. How are things on your end?
I've been enjoying today. I noticed, so Kim's been staying at my new place this week. I've noticed that Mike Harrington is done with the both of us. And
I don't even know if we're friends anymore.
I'm not sure. Truly, I've never, like,
He hates me.
Today when I was like, hey, Mike, what's wrong? He was like, nothing, I'm just quiet. I was like, you're not quiet. You're not a quiet guy.
I think that we're so
you.
annoying together that he's exhausted.
We've turned Mike Harrington quiet.
Good.
Yeah, we've shut him down.
Yeah.
And I've been really enjoying our
We've been
time
having
together.
A great time.
A great time. We fell asleep watching heavyweights last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what could be better?
I'll tell you right now, the way that I sleep in your bed,
Yeah.
I'm going to have trouble going back to my own bed.
Well, that's why you got to stay with me, Kimmy.
Do you know how rare that is?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
You told me that when you were buying your bed, you were looking for all of the things that my bed has.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the exact pillow sizes. The two pillows that you've given me are the perfect pillows.
Mm-hmm. I
The
like having
mattress,
a longer pillow and a shorter pillow to fuck with. A base pillow and a head pillow.
Your mattress is just slightly more firm than mine, and it exactly is what my back needs. And then you have this thing in your room where there's a crack by your between the bed and the wall. It's about 5 inches.
There's like just enough space
less
for a
than
radiator by the foot of the bed. Like there's a radiator on the wall.
It's less than 8 inches.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we learned this week that Kim's standard unit of measurement is 8 inches. She knows, Kim. It's not even necessarily the unit of measurement. It's just that she could tell you what's bigger or smaller
than 8 inches. Yeah.
So I like.
So
to
it's about 5. I would say it's about. It's about
average.
It's about yeah. It's about average. About average gap.
It's about average size gap.
And it has the cold air that comes up from the
window.
Yes, from the window through that gap. So you get a little cold breeze in the corner. I mean, I sleep so good in Alex's bed. I wake up in the middle of the night, and when I move, my whole body cracks because I have been that still the whole time. I don't sleep like that.
Truly, yeah. Well, you know how comfortable I was living at my parents' house my entire life. So my only thing was like, okay, if I'm moving out, I have to find an apartment that I actually really like, and I have to make it as comfortable as my home.
But this is more comfortable than your childhood bed.
I did good.
Yeah.
I blew past the expectations.
It's next level. I don't even think, you know how I say I dream? Well, yeah, no, that's not true. I do. I'm still at the beach.
You're still having your dream.
Yeah. I just remember. I was like, I don't think I did. And I was like, yeah, I was trying to get back off that fucking beach last night. I do remember getting on a plane and it crashing back onto the beach.
Dang it. Well, it's okay.
Last night was fun.
Last night was great.
Well, I meant at the beach, but yeah, with you too.
Actually, yeah, you had a little bit of an intense experience last night. I was home cooking myself a little meal, and you and Mike Harrington, I could hear the two of you coming into the house from down the fucking block, the argument that they were having. Truly, I could hear them coming. I said, yep, that's Kim and Mike. From a mile away, it took another 2 minutes for them to get into the house.
The thing about it is, Mike Harrington should not be trusted. And that's...
In certain ways, he really can't be.
In every way that I've ever known him, if he says something, it's just like...
If Mike says something's right down the road, we're going to take a walk to it.
It's an hour walk.
What he really means is that you got to walk up to Central Park from downtown, and then for some reason up and around to make a stop at the top. He'll take you on a journey, dude.
Wildly inaccurate what he thinks is like easy is the problem.
Yeah.
Yesterday morning I was actually going to go train with him and Lewis for the Fight Journal.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, just take a bike. I take a bike there. It's very easy. It's 15 minutes.
He specifically said, he was getting frustrated when you said that you were going to take an Uber or the train. He was pulling his hair out.
He was like, a bike is so easy,
he was like,
dude.
oh, but the train takes so much longer. Like, yeah.
And when I look in the maps, a car was 35 minutes, a train was 25 minutes, and a bike was 23 minutes.
2 minutes. It's a 2-minute reward for sweating
and for risking your life
and putting your energy
and self in danger in New York City traffic. So then I'm like, okay, maybe he means like this is, because sometimes it says a walking distance is something, but you walk a little faster and it's actually shorter. So I was like, okay, maybe it is a 15. I'll give him that. So I walk all the way to the bike thing, and there was no more city bikes left. So I was like, thank God, and I just called my car. But then last night after the show, I did his show last night in Brooklyn, Old Man Hustle. It's a great show. If you guys should check it out, buy tickets. It is a great show. But afterwards, I was like, oh, let's go hop on the train. He was like, no, dog, bike's quicker. And I looked him in the eyes and I said, Mike, is it quick like how you said it was quick this morning? Where it says 20 minutes and you say 15? Are you like going fast? He's like, no, it's so easy. Trust me. Then he's like, looked up the city bikes.
I would put a stop to this right here, by the way.
Yeah.
Once Mike hatches an idea, I say, no, you stop.
Enough with the ideas. Yeah. And then he's like, there's one more electric. I was like, okay, electric bike sounds fine. He's like, yeah, it'll be easy. So we'll take a left and then you can cruise on up ahead of me and just get home. And I was like, at no point.
He said, cruise on up ahead of me. That pisses me off. I didn't hear that detail last night.
Isn't that an annoying
goddamn fact? That he left you in the wind in 2 seconds, if I know him. For sure. Showing off his speed.
Also, there were a couple times where I almost flipped the bike into potholes because I haven't ridden a bike in so long, and the electric ones do go kind of fast.
Not only that, even the city bikes themselves, like not even the electric city bikes, just the regular ones, they are twice as heavy as a regular bike. Like they put these things together with fucking spare car
so you can't
parts
run with
that
them.
They took. You cannot steal one of these bikes. It's heavy. It's uncomfortable. It's unwieldy as fuck.
Yeah, and then so there was a few times where, and what he would do is he instantly took off. Like we got the bikes and he was gone.
I was see him in the distance. You don't know what street he turned down at this point.
Alex, the way he's flying through red lights.
Well, yeah, I'm sure. Barely looking, trusting. That's what they do. Trust the universe. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm talking about men and I'm talking about bikers, by the way, people on bikes in New York.
Yeah, I would have to stop fully. I'd have to come to a full stop, slowly scoot forward until I could see past the parked cars. Then when I confirmed once, twice, once, go.
That's the way you're supposed to go, though, especially not to mention nobody in this city wears a helmet on a city bike ever, pretty much. I'm like, can't you just carry a fucking helmet with you? What's happening?
Even if the light's green, I'm nervous that someone's going to run a red light and kill me. It's a bike versus a car.
Yeah.
So it's like he's not being cautious at all. He's so far ahead of me. And every once in a while, he'll look back and stop and wait for me to catch up. But the roads are so thin. There are cars inches away that could, every car that passed me, I'm like, that car could have easily snagged my backpack and just dragged me.
Yeah, you're for sure in an area where there's no bike lane. You're just riding a bike between parked cars and moving cars on a main road.
Also,
for sure, the whole way. I could promise you.
We're driving through different neighborhoods, some not so great. So we're biking slowly through a neighborhood, and I keep seeing people that I'm like, it would be easy to just grab my bag out of this front basket or just knock me over. Like, I keep seeing, like, I was like, he told me to do this by myself at one point.
Yeah.
After a show. He was like, yeah, if you want to bike home, it's an easy bike home. He thought I would be doing that by myself.
I never jumped on somebody's team as quickly as I did when I figured out what the two of you were arguing over yesterday. I said, Mike Harrington, how dare you? How absolutely dare you take Kimberly Congdon, the high priestess and queen of our generation, the talent,
the whole generation,
the genius of our time, and put her on a shoddy city bicycle provided by the New York City's untrustworthy government.
Worse than a mongoose.
I nearly slapped him right in the face. I should have.
Then he does this annoying thing, Alex. We're almost home.
He's dumb.
And then he goes, come on. And I even say to him, I was like, the sidewalks look a little wider and they're empty. I was like, maybe we should ride on the sidewalks. So he's like, yeah, come on. That'll be cool. We go on a sidewalk.
Illegal, first of all. You could literally, like, it's an issue. But go on.
So we go on the sidewalk for a second and he decides that, like, he's done with that. and hops.
I heard his description of it last night. He's like, we just had this perfect window of opportunity to squeeze between a bus and another car. I just figured we'd take it.
And by the way, he's squeezing through it, and I'm behind, like, having to slow down and, like, go like this on the bike. Like,
While the opportunity is closing,
people at this point, I know what the people think. People think we're a couple on a bike ride and that he is just leaving me in the terrified dust. He doesn't know we're just friends, and
which is awful too. I literally did that with my ex a few months ago. We took a bike ride where I was like, Are you trying to impress me by going ahead of me? Because it's not I'm not having fun anymore.
Yeah.
You could just ride at my pace.
Yeah.
It's an option.
He was gone up ahead. And he kept trying to get rid of me.
I know. He was trying to impress you. I don't know what to say.
He kept
Harrington turns on this like alpha, like he's got to prove this.
No, he kept going, okay, see up that McDonald's, just go up ahead and then make a right. And I was like, Harrington, I'm staying with you.
This doesn't have to be your workout for the day either. It's fucking past midnight. You're taking our guest back to our apartment. It's crazy.
So he hops on the sidewalk for a second and then waves for me to follow, full speed through people on the sidewalk, hops off the curb.
He does a little BMX.
Not a curb that slants down, a curb, an actual
He got
curb.
a little air. Did he lift his body up with his own weight and momentum to show you how much air he could get?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Were you a little worried on the landing? Where you're like, I don't even know if he could handle that. Yeah.
I didn't care. I was so annoyed that he would assume that I was going to try and jump the bike.
Right. Then
when
you have
I'm
to get
terrified.
off the bike and you have to walk the bike down the curb like a fucking asshole. I hate him, personally.
It was a lot.
You know what? Team Kim from beginning to end of this story.
Thank you.
There's no way. And the number of times that he's like, you know, he'll ask me to come out to one of the shows that he's producing at Brooklyn Comedy Club, and I'll have like a dope parking spot in front of the apartment. So I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't come tonight. I'm not losing this parking lot. And he's like, just hop a bike. Like, the words hop a bike. Like, I've ridden a bike since I was 12.
Well, that's what he said to me when he wanted to go to the gym. He's like, it's fine. It's easy. And I'm like thinking about what I'm about to do. And I'm like, I can't. Do the bikes have things to hold my cell phones? I don't know where I'm going in New York. So I have to have one hand with my GPS out while I'm on the bike. Don't know any of the driving rules in New York.
Even like I've ridden the little scooters that they have in like Austin and San Diego and shit. I'll tell you right now, that shit's terrifying. If the sidewalk isn't for scootering, then I'm scoot away.
Well, then Mike said something really insane after that.
Keep them coming. I'm not going to be surprised once.
I tell him, I was like, that was terrifying. He was like, I was like, it was fun. It was cool. It was fun because we made it. I would never do it again. He's like, come on, it's fine. I was like, yeah, it doesn't feel safe. He's like, it's safe. Do you know how many people I hear get killed on city bikes in New York City specifically all the time?
I don't hear about this, but I believe you.
People get hit.
You have your finger on the pulse of where people are getting killed.
It's definitely on bikes in a city.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
People get killed in LA all the time on bikes.
Mm-hmm.
He said that's the same danger as being on a plane. He said that people die at the same rate on city bikes that they do in commercial planes.
Commercial planes are so safe.
That's what I said. I said once every 10 years a commercial plane crashes.
Every plane that goes down is massive news to everybody. So it seems like it happens all the time. It truly doesn't. Like
he was like, you think Sully happens all the time? I said Sully was 10 years ago. He's like, and there hasn't been any since then? I go, no, not any commercial ones. Or we'd know.
No, it was the biggest news of the day that the Sully thing happened.
What?
Nothing even happened. Nothing bad happened. It was still the biggest news.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
He thinks that planes go down at the same rate that city bikes do.
Well, it truly bothers me that like all of my friends who use city bikes don't wear helmets. I'm like, that's fucking crazy, dude. It's not. I don't care how good of a biker you are.
It's not about you.
Professional people in this city are fucking crazy. Like
every car that passed me and didn't hit me, I internally thanked for paying attention.
I nearly hit a biker every day.
Yeah,
I get within an inch of a biker's life every single day with my car in the city.
Natalie, do you drive?
Not in the city.
What?
I live in the suburbs. Jesus. I don't drive in the city.
Also, the fear you put in these people to grab the mic and speak into it.
No, that was my bad for knowing I was the only person.
It makes me feel fucking... I don't know what you're doing to the employees here at Gas Digital, The fucking panic when I say Natalie's name that she scatters through the room. It's like when you turn the lights on and the roaches run away.
It's like in a cartoon, like when you scare a cat and they make a hole through the ceiling. What Natalie just did when we called her name.
It was absolutely insane.
It was a combination of two things where like they have two buttons for when there's two people sitting here. I should have had that button on because I knew I was doing this by myself and I was like in the middle of another task.
Well,
so
it's
like,
too late, honey. I'm
this
calling the boss as
is
we
horrified.
speak.
I'm with you.
That's it, honey. You're out of here. You won't be working in this town if I have anything to do with it, sweetheart.
Natalie's the best.
You're the best.
What was the question?
Do you drive in the city?
I try to avoid it. I live in the suburbs, so I drive there, but...
When you do, how often do you almost hit a biker? Pretty often?
Pretty often.
It's crazy.
Even in the
a
suburbs.
person or... Yeah.
That's like if you ask someone how often do you get on a plane that it almost crashes and they say pretty often. That would be comparable to what Mike is saying. And it's like, no, I've never been on a plane that almost crashed.
Oh, listen, honey, I am way past the point of Mike being wrong about all of this. I couldn't agree with you more.
It shocked me.
It feels like he almost was just trying to freak you out, which is why I've like in the past, and I believe this, have just labeled him a true button pusher. Like,
yeah, that's what it felt like.
Yeah. He was just pushing buttons.
He just wanted to scare me.
He just wanted to put your life on the line for a hot minute.
For fun.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're fine.
That's so crazy.
I'm glad you guys are okay.
Me too.
If I had known that you were biking home, I would have lost my parking spot and came to get you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Boing.
You want to talk about this story that I done found for us?
Yes.
Okay. The headline reads, Rogue Grandma Breaks Bones on Slide After Sneaking into Water Park at 2 a.m.
That sounds... My dream is to sneak into... I want to be so rich, I want to buy out a water park for the day by myself.
Fucking rent the entire place out.
Entire park.
I love that.
Just for me and my friends. Have like a 45th birthday party at a water park.
That sounds like so much fun, Kim.
That sounds like so much fun.
Well, this article is kind of misleading because that's literally the age that these people were. They just really took advantage of like a young generational birth in this family because apparently she's a grandma, but she's only 46 years old.
Oh, okay.
So this chick, 46, and her friend, which is interesting to me, her friend Barry.
It's also weird that I just said 45.
Yeah.
She's 46.
She's 46. Barry was 44. They're labeled friends here, which I don't believe that in your mid-40s, if you're fucking getting drunk and sneaking into a water park in the middle of the night, that you could be labeled just friends. That is your soulmate right
That's
there.
your soulmate and lover. Yeah. So
Barry,
we would do this.
Barry and Claire, true lovers under the stars.
Mm-hmm.
They were a little bit fucked up. They snuck into this water park.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what happened was the dope slide, the big slide, that they were like, we're going to ride that dope slide, which is what I get that. You want to go for the best ride in the park first. Apparently when the park closes up at night, they like board off the bottom of the slide with a big fucking...
So if anyone fucks around, we guarantee they die.
Straight up, these two poor people had the time of their lives down this water slide, and then when they reached the bottom, they shattered their feet and shins, both of literally 4 broken feet at the bottom of that slide, and they just sat there banging on the slide for hours until the park opened in the morning and they were rescued.
But before the park opened and before they unboarded, they probably ran some water through that thing to clear it out first.
I mean, I hope so.
Oh my God.
Dude. Just sitting there with broken bones. And what's embarrassing is the age, I think.
Yeah, you're too... That's kind of funny.
It's okay for teenagers. Like, that's a hilarious story to come back, like, senior year of high school. Like, yo, we broke into the water park. You're on crutches. You're fucking...
Seems like a lot of work to board up a slide.
It does, right?
Yeah.
And it seems like, why even? Like, if
someone does...
I don't know. It's like if somebody gets into the park, let them drown.
Yeah, like everyone else.
Let them drown.
Remember the person that snuck into SeaWorld and jumped into the tank at night and got killed? Did you ever see the Blackfish documentary?
I love the Blackfish documentary. It's great.
It's the Blackfish documentary made me think that I needed to see a therapist by how many times I watched it. I was like, there should be no reason to watch this more than 4 times. But yet here I am, number 6.
You were so into the morbidity of the whole thing. You had to just keep.
I grew up there.
Yeah.
I mean, I was an hour away from there. We went almost every weekend. I have pictures of myself with Tillicum in the background.
I watched the Action Park documentary about 7 times since it came out. I'm obsessed with it.
Park.
Oh, we're watching it tonight, sister.
What is it?
Okay, it was this amusement park in Jersey that this guy built on an old ski resort. So like the amusement park was on the mountain, like the water park was like on the mountain, and you would have to like get in your bathing suit on the ski lift to get up there. And this guy had absolutely no training or knowledge or education whatsoever in like the physics of theme park rides. And he would just design rides, make people build them, and then make his like 16, 17-year-old staff members test out these fucking wildly dangerous rides where like if the kid made it out alive on the other end, they'd be like, it's open to the public, welcome. And like the place took such a long time to get shut down because this guy had such like crazy business practices, wildly illegal business practices, keeping him in business for years and years. Bobby Hutch told me he used to literally the ride that claimed the most lives. Bobby Hutch has fond memories of. I
have some fond memories there. I'm from Jersey.
Yeah,
they changed the name so that you don't catch on. It's called something else now.
You ever ride the Alpine Slide, sister?
Probably.
The cement.
The one that, like,
it's literally, so there were 3 parts of the park. There's like a water park area, and then there was a speedway area where people could just get fucked up and rent speedboats, and like people would crash the speedboats on purpose and shit like that. And then there was like a I don't know what they called it, but it was basically just a cement area, like fucking crazy slide that goes down the mountain that's just a gutter of cement, and you're meant to ride down it in this fucking like a plastic sled. But the issue is that a lot of the sleds would just be like in rotation with broken brakes, and if you didn't brake at certain points in the slide, you would literally just fall off onto the rocks. Like it was like no planning. They just opened the park.
That sounds like if a cartoon made an amusement park in hell.
Like they have, you know how they have lazy rivers? Mm-hmm. So this guy, they started to build the lazy river, and then he was unsatisfied with it. So he was like, we're going to make it a rapid river instead. Except they hadn't accounted for like what the curves in the river would have to be like if it were a rapid river. Like it was already
That's why they have the jets that move you in a different direction.
Yeah, it was literally built to be a lazy river, and then they were
pushing people against the wall.
Instead, they were like, just put the water on extra hard and let's see how this goes. And then there was an issue because there were no lifeguards at the Colorado Rapid River like attraction, and the owner was like, well, the Colorado Rapid River don't have lifeguards now, does it?
I kind of like this guy, and I agree.
Yeah, I mean, he was wild. So many teenagers died.
The only part that's still open is the water part, and that's the part that killed like the most people, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the so they would have to clear out the wave pool every now and again because it was so often that there would just be like bodies at the bottom of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I loved the wave pool growing up at the water parks. It was always so dangerous.
I think it's the most dangerous ride at a water park.
Have you ever seen, they have YouTube videos of kids drowning in wave pools, and the way you can't even tell a child is drowning, they look like they're just, I think there are like challenges where it's like, try and spot the kid drowning before the lifeguard, and then you play the video, and you can't, they're specifically trained to see someone drowning, and they don't even look like it. Kids that are drowning look like they're playing.
They're having fun, yeah. But also those
look like they're enjoying it.
Those wave pools are always so packed. I've never seen an empty wave pool that you could splash around in.
Shit in one. You'll see an empty one quick.
Yeah, I guess that's true. And then you know what? Who's safer to be in it than you yourself?
You yourself and your own shit.
It's a life hack to get the wave pool all to yourself.
Oh my God. So crazy. I told you one time I was swimming with my nephew who was 3, and I was like, what happened? Like, what would have happened if I just let go of him? And I did.
They went down.
And I told him, I said, I'm going to let go. You hold your breath. And you kick. Come back up. And I let go of him. And when I let go of him, he was holding on, like I'm him. He was holding on to me like this. I like peeled him off of me, and his hand stayed like this in the air. And I let go of him, and I just watched him go under the water.
in the same
Eyes
position.
open,
when he
staring
never
at-
even moved.
Didn't even close his mouth. Didn't even take a breath.
You caught that baby
Just
real
slowly
quick.
to the bottom, and I lifted him up, and he was just looking at me, and I was like,
That was wrong. You said bad dog.
I said, you fucking idiot. You goddamn fucking idiot. You're 3 years old. It's time to man up.
I specifically remember when I was probably 3 or 4 at the time, like getting back to the pool for the first time in a summer and knowing damn well I did not know how to swim last summer, right? But now we're back at the pool. And I remember literally looking at my mom and saying, I'm going to jump in. And she was like, nope, you can't jump in without me. And I was like, she was like, you can't swim. And I was like, but what if I learned over the winter? And she was like, you didn't. And I was like, no, I think I know how to now. I specifically remember this exact interaction, me just assuming that since time had passed and I had grown up a few months worth, that I'd probably internally learned how to swim. And I just jumped in the water and my mom had to come in and get me in all of her clothes. She was so mad because she had just told me not to jump in the water, but
You didn't believe her.
I felt like God had touched me with the knowledge of how to swim.
God had touched you with a fucking water gun, dude.
I thought Jesus had come upon me and said, child swimmeth.
Child swimming. Be like me onto the water.
Yeah, but no, it didn't work. I nearly drowned.
Hell yeah.
So that was that.
I love that.
Yeah, I learned that summer.
Love that for you.
I love that for me.
I remember my little sister Haley jumped to the bottom of the pool and we found her like within a minute. It was like she just jumped ran when we were turned around grabbing sandwiches. We were like, where's Haley? And then I could see she was like probably 4, but she had hair down her back, like long hair. And I could see it all
You don't
spread
want to
out
see that hair
at the
floating
bottom
in
of
the pool, damn it.
Well, honey, that hair is what got her up. I went down there and I yanked her by her hair right up out of that water.
convenient.
Yeah, it was so convenient. I remember the way I grabbed just a bunch of her hair.
it's so
pulled her
much
out.
easier to save somebody like me than one of these fucking shave head TikTok bitches.
Have
they
you
will
seen
drown.
the video of the bride that jumps into the ocean with her wedding dress and almost drowns?
No, but
Natalie,
why
can we
why do
find
people
that?
do that?
That is a thing that it happens and you don't think about it because the dress is so heavy
It's because you
that when
see it
you
in the
jump,
movies. But I would never jump in the ocean in any kind of dress like that. I would think that through. I would be like, no, this dress will take me down.
Yeah.
I would absolutely know that. Like, I feel like as an adult, to think that you could do it, like jump in a fucking swimming pool with your dress on like it's a fucking perfume commercial of some kind. Like, bitch, there's people on set making sure that lady isn't drowning.
Yeah, that girl's got crafty. So
That girl has an oxygen tank next to her, dude.
Yeah.
Chill.
Yeah, it is.
I'm sorry you saw Titanic once and you think it's easy to swim in a ball gown.
Oh,
That's
my
crazy.
God.
Wait, in a pool or in the ocean?
I think in the ocean, bride jumps in ocean,
Okay, let me see.
almost drowns.
What a good way to
All
fuck
I'm
up your
getting is
wedding
like
day.
the Daily Mail. I want to find the accent.
Maybe
reminds
bride
me
almost drowns.
of the girl I saw
Somehow.
on TikTok who tried to take like a jumping wedding photo with her husband. They jump off like this 3-foot ledge or so.
I
and
feel
it's
like I saw that.
3 feet is a lot for jumping in heels, bitch. Obviously,
Oh, they
you're
made
about
it just
to
fine,
snap
right?
your no, she snapped her
Oh.
ankle at the end of this slow motion video, and you just watch her looking so beautiful in this wedding dress, fucking wrecking her day. Is this it, Kim?
Yes.
Oh man, that ocean looks beautiful. No, that is such a big dress. What a fucking idiot.
Can you turn the sound on?
Oh my god, she is not coming up fast enough.
Find her.
No. Oh man, I'm sorry. That's the only part of
No,
it.
there's a longer video.
All right. Pull the dress up to me. She's okay. She's okay.
Isn't that crazy?
Fuck that. What an
Isn't that
idiot.
crazy?
I'm sorry, but you don't need to be that extra on your wedding day. Well, there's literally no need to jump in the ocean, to be jumping around in heels. Just have a fucking easy peasy day.
Weddings are already a lot.
Nobody needs to make it to the hospital on the wedding day.
Nobody.
It's
Nobody.
crazy.
There's no reason we need to go to the hospital on a wedding day. Weddings are so much already. Weddings are very fun. They're one of the most fun things to go to. But if you're like closely involved with the bride or the groom, Even if you're not, they're kind of a lot of work. They're a lot of
work.
money.
Did I tell you? I told you that I was planning that I went to Harrington's brother's wedding with him about 2 weeks ago. I think I told you about how I was dreading it and that I never came back and said how it was.
No, you told me you had a great time.
I got to be honest, the wedding was absolutely lovely.
Right.
Mike is the crazy one in that family. But when I tell you, it was hard to get to the point of having fun at that wedding. It's just like you have to go through so much. It is expensive. You have to like have your hair done,
hair, nails, makeup, eyebrows.
a nice dress. You have to be comfortable with your dress choice, your shoe choice. If you pick an uncomfortable pair of shoes, you're going to be miserable the entire
You have to
night.
buy new shoes. You have to buy a new dress. You need to have outfits for the rehearsal, the dinner, the night before they get married, everybody goes out. The night they get married, everybody goes out.
Please,
after they get married,
brother of the groom, there was like a brunch the next morning.
There's always a brunch the next morning you have to meet at. You have to, in some cases, you have to fly to another state. You have to go up, be put up at a hotel room. You have to get a wedding gift. You have to, and then you have to party all weekend.
It's so extreme.
It's like a vacation on top of bringing a whole nother family on vacation.
I'm gonna be honest, the whole idea of it put me in a mood for like the whole week leading up to it too. It started Monday. I was like, this wedding's Friday and my whole week's wrecked. I was just so mad. And I didn't feel better until I dabbled in a tiny bit of Molly on the wedding night. Then I had
You have to.
the best time, the greatest time. It was such a blast.
Yep.
Yeah. Love was in the air with drugs, with a side of drugs.
Love was in the air, and her name was Molly.
Her name was Molly.
Yeah, they're so fun. And when I get married, I really want at my receptionist, I want to have like a the candy machines you put the quarter in and you twist it. I want one of those, but every time you twist it, it's a different drug. And it's only available to adults.
A gumball machine of drugs.
Yeah, so it could be like a tab of acid or some shrooms.
And you could switch with a friend.
Yeah.
If they get your preference and you get theirs.
Yeah. Some weed and some.
That should just be an adults only wedding.
Yeah, I know. They will be.
Because you can't have all the drugs.
Or if you need to and you're in my family, it could be anybody wedding, but it's an adults only reception.
Yeah.
It's like anybody can come watch the marriage, but at 8:00, you need to come drop your kids off at the sitter and come back or have a sitter
or go home with them. Fuck you.
Yeah. Or get the fuck out because we're doing drugs and we're doing them hard.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because it's like every wedding I've ever been to in my life has been that same turn of events of just being like, this sucks, I don't even want to go, this is terrible, and then finally like the party happens and you're like, this is the most fun thing ever.
Yeah, they're so
I
good.
want everybody in my life to get married.
Yeah, same. Yeah, it's always like that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like working out. It's like not fun until you're done and you're like, that was great. I should do that all the time.
And then the next day comes and the cycle starts over.
And you're like,
it's
I
the
can't
worst.
fucking too much work.
I started working out for about 6 days over the summer, and I really thought it was going to stick because once you're on like day 5, you're like, I work out now.
Yeah, I'm a girl that works out.
All it takes is missing one day, and you don't work out anymore. That's it.
Yep. Yeah, it's really hard to stick to it.
It sucks.
It sucks.
It really sucks.
It's not fun. The thing is, I would do it a lot more often if like it didn't take so much prep time before and after. That's really what fucks you up is having to be like to be dressed for the gym. And if you're at the gym and you're not eating healthy, there's no point really too. So that's like a whole other element that you have to add and think about. And you have to be prep for the gym. You have to be dressed for it. You have to go there. You have to do the workout. Then after you have to shower. As a woman, you have to shower, wash your hair, dry your hair, blow dry your hair, get dressed, and then go back to work. It's like so much. It's like an hour preparation and an hour workout.
I can't even spare the time to drive to and from the gym. It's a home workout or fucking bus.
Yeah.
That's it.
Driving there too, yeah.
Yeah.
That's another 20 minutes each way. That's another hour. The gym is a 4-hour endeavor.
So for me,
that's just what it is.
If I decide that I'm going to work out, it needs to happen right now because I could lose that motivation in 5 minutes and I will. I don't like if I have to literally put a whole outfit on, find my sneakers, find my car keys, fill up a bottle of water, get in the car, drive 20 minutes to the gym, find a parking spot, get in there and work out. Like I'm ready to go to bed already.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
That's just not me.
It's not my.
I say, hey, that's not me. You take it as you see it.
Take me as you see me. What?
I was just thinking of our country song again.
How did it go? We thought of one earlier.
Yeah, it went
God has a halo.
'Cause God's gotta have a halo. 'Cause I saw it on a Tuesday morning.
No, not God has gotta have a halo.
God's gotta have it. It was because
No.
we were talking about the tattoo and we said, yeah, God's gotta have a halo.
No, because God has a
No, it's God's gotta have a halo.
no.
Oh, you could pull the tapes from the lounge. It was God's gotta
Natalie, was it?
I'm trying to remember.
have a God's gotta have a halo.
God's got a halo.
That is the right number of syllables, I feel like.
God's gotta have a halo. I guess you're right. 'Cause I saw it on a Tuesday morning.
And then there's a twist at the end of the song.
Oh yeah, in the beginning of the song, he's
It seems like he's a man of God and he's just singing about God, like having a halo.
you know what I think it would be good is originally it was a guy singing about a halo, and the end was a girl that died named Halo that was his love.
Yeah.
But I think an even better way to do that is the beginning of the song is about him, and he's a bad person. And he's not a good guy until he meets this girl he loves. And the whole beginning of the song is God's got to have my halo because he's
Right.
not a good person.
Right.
And this girl comes in, she changes his whole life. He becomes a softer man at
He was
heart.
given her his halo
Yes.
through this woman.
Right, and then she gets sick. One day she called me. She gave me all her news.
Yeah.
She said the white blood cells aren't here, but baby, I've got the blues. Right?
Beautiful, yeah.
So it goes into that, and then she gets sick, and then suddenly the chorus comes in.
Because ironically, you do find out that her name is Halo.
Yes, yeah.
It's an important factor.
And I said, baby, rest in peace. My baby girl Halo. God's gotta have my Halo. God's saw it on a Tuesday morning. I buried her next to Play-Doh.
Yeah.
That was his dog.
Sang it. That in the backyard, he buried her right next to the dog. Rest in peace.
What do you think of that storyline?
I think it's classic. I think it's an instant classic.
Nat-
Once again, I hate how much you could tell me this was a real country song, and I'd be like, yeah,
God's
checks out.
gotta have a halo.
I feel like it's a top 10 hit. Easy.
You know, I saw it on a Tuesday morning. That's when he found her dead in the apartment on the Tuesday morning. Yeah.
And then I do like the beginning of him just being a rough rider. He's
Yeah.
tough.
He was a gangster.
He got in a bar fight.
Yeah.
You know, and even after the bar fight, after his friend bailed him out, he said, man, what's wrong with you? And he goes, God's gotta have my halo, right? That's like the
Right.
whole thing. On Tuesday morning.
All these things happened on a Tuesday morning.
Everything happens on a Tuesday morning.
Yeah. No, I love that song, and I think we should
Do something with it.
put it on paper. I think we should get it on a record. I think we should let the world hear.
I think you should tweet at us.
Hashtag God's gotta have a halo.
Tweet us hashtag Halo if you think we should make that song a hit.
Tweet at us hashtag Halo if you think our song's gonna be better than Beyonce's song Halo.
I can see your halo. Annoying. It's like,
Annoying.
oh, wow. What? You have 9 Grammys and you think you're good?
Okay,
At making
wow.
music?
Yeah, you have good pitch. We get it.
Does she have more than 9 Grammys? I feel like she has like 19.
I would guess 12. I feel like Beyonce's.
I think she's in the past
12
15, 18.
12 Grammys is my guess.
You guess 12?
Yeah,
I would guess 18.
official. If it came to me, the number like in a dream. But
Whoa.
except right now.
Except you're awake.
Except
on a
I'm
podcast live.
Sitting here and y'all saw it. How many Grammys does this bitch have?
So apparently she has 28 Grammys.
Whoa.
See, I got the numbers flipped and wrong.
Beyonce's gotta have a halo.
Because she
28.
certainly got a Grammy or two or a dozen.
Damn, that bitch got more Grammys than a retirement home.
I mean, that's enough Grammys to last you.
Dude, that's crazy. That's so many. I mean, she deserves them.
She could
has
literally
hit after
bludgeon
hit.
27 men to death with a Grammy and still have 1 Grammy left.
That's insane.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, in those terms, I like that. That's like when someone compares how much. Have you ever? There was one thing I found on Reddit fucking years ago, and it was this really specific article of this guy that translated how much like billionaires really have. when they have a lot of money, or even like people with like $100 million, what it feels like. It was like someone who has $100 million compared to someone who makes $100 million a year compared to someone that makes the average $50,000 a year, $40,000 a year, whatever it is. And it would show like how 1 penny to the poor person or the average person was equivalent to like $60,000.
Wild.
The way you would say keep the change on a penny, that's how that's how valuable $60,000 is to them.
And that has me wondering why they're not giving away $60,000 here and there just to look good.
Because they can't.
Just
you reach a
toss me
point
a
where
penny,
you stop,
baby.
I think.
I'm a penny pincher.
Honey, I would, the things I would do for 2 of those billionaire pennies.
I'll take a billionaire's penny.
I'll take a billionaire's penny any day.
I'll get a dope place.
I mean, I remember specifically the day that I was a server in LA and Kendall Jenner tipped me bad. And I was like, you're one of the richest families in America, and you are giving me $6
No, she didn't.
for your meal with you and Tyler, the Creator, on like this $80 tab.
No.
Yes.
She
She wrote the number $6 down herself and signed her name pridefully.
insane.
Kendall Jenner.
You heard it here first, everybody.
It's not slander if it's true. We'll
The
pull up the
girl
records.
Don't tip right.
Well.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
man.
The rich don't tip well. You know who else didn't tip well? Willow Smith. Didn't tip at all.
Really?
Will Smith's daughter. Just,
And you'll still listen to her music.
and I love her music. But also she was much younger then. I think she was still in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Or just graduated high school, which is a little more excusable. Especially if you're the child of a star. Maybe you've just never been taught. It's Will and Jada's fault. They should have been teaching their kids to tip who are rich children since they were born.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, bad tippers.
No good.
Bad tippers.
I'm not surprised. I feel like a lot of rich people are probably like really, like, you know, you don't get rich by giving all your money away.
Yeah, but then I knew some rich people. Like there was a guy that came into breakfast every Saturday and he'd tip me $70.
I love that.
And it's like, that's $70 a week you're paying. That's a membership for something.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And he doesn't care. It's like $500 a month. He doesn't care. Just off my tip. He's paying what some people pay for rent every month.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You were making a gas digital salary off that
tips.
tip.
Yeah.
That one tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Instead, I could have just came here and fucking shaken a lot like Natalie does.
Oh, poor Natalie.
She's so sweet.
She still got her nerves about her.
She does. Soon she'll be hard as a rock, just fucking spitting at people. Don't worry. I'll give her a couple months.
Truly, sometimes I'm producing a show now, and in my head, I'm like, that's funny. I
Yeah.
literally can't. I have no more laughter in me.
Yeah.
Like, I truly thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I just can't.
I just can't laugh right now.
I'm too tired to laugh.
I feel that.
yeah.
Solidly.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't have it.
No.
No, I'm done.
And I'm not forcing it. I'm not forcing it for Lewis's benefit. It's like, he knows I think he's funny. I wouldn't be here otherwise.
Yeah.
So I sit here and I'm like, sometimes I'm like, does the audience watch these shows and think that I hate them? Like I'm just stone faced.
It's hard to laugh sometimes.
a lot.
I went on a hiking date with a guy and he was just like, his stories were so boring that I was literally just like, I wasn't trying to be rude. I was just actually zoning out, like falling asleep. And then
You
he'd
start
be like,
thinking about anything else
anything. I was
on the
like, wow.
planet.
And he'd be like, what are you thinking about? And I'd be like, oh, nothing. And he'd be like, no, tell me. And I'd go,
My taxes.
I was like, quite literally, like nothing. Like I'm disassociating
Your story's so fucking boring.
from this entire thing. I was like, if you really want to know, I was just looking at how the sand right there is a different color than that sand, and then I was wondering if that spot is more wet than the other parts. And he was like, okay. And then I was just like, so not into it. And he goes, are you always an asshole? That's what he said.
I kind of respect that. At least he's making the conversation more interesting at that point.
I did. I was
Call
like,
me out. Let's talk now.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. You always sensitive? Things got real weird after
Things
that.
started getting fun, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
then he liked me. And I
Yeah.
was like, there it is.
Why is that how to do it?
Moms. They hate their moms.
Yeah. Wow.
That's the rules.
That's it.
Rules is rules. I think we should end it there.
Sure. I'm sad. You know what? We're going to come back next week with a hot topic because I'm sad we didn't get to bash the baby.
Oh.
We'll come back with next
We'll
week's
get into
episode.
it
We're
next
gonna go
week.
baby bashing next week.
We're going to baby
so-
bash next week,
Yeah.
so make sure you tune in. You
Tune
guys,
in.
thank you so much for listening to another episode of Broad Topics. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Kimberly Congdon, on Instagram at Kim Congdon, twitch.tv/QueenKong1. I will be in Austin, Texas, November 1st doing Kill Tony. I will be co-headlining Creek
I
in the...
think this is coming out after all that.
Oh, ignore all of that. And yeah, check out my social media for upcoming show dates.
Hell yeah. Sorry to cut you off with
okay.
that, but
No big deal.
all right. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at I am Alex Scar. Check out Stick and Portly podcast every Monday after Legion of Skanks, and of course, head to gasdigitalnetwork.com and use promo code Topix TOPIX for a 7-day free trial with access to every show on the network, bonus content, live chats, and more. You're gonna love it. I peep my head in like fucking 40% of the shows at least. So if you like me, you'll just love Gas Digital altogether. That's what I have to say. Goodbye.
Bye.